Hello everyone and welcome to my 2023 goals video. We don't have a lot of time before my hair explodes. We're gonna go through this quickly. My notebook, sticky notes, pens, notes. I think I have everything, so let's just jump right in. You're busy, I know. Let's get to it. Okay, so for the past year, 2 years, maybe 3 years now, don't quote me, but I've been doing a word of the year and a quote of the year. The word, I don't go looking for the word. The word finds me. I do a mini reflection towards the end of the year, as normal people do. They think about what they've accomplished or didn't accomplish, and then they're like, okay, well, how can I improve? I thought about consistency. I thought about discipline. I thought about focus. Those were the 3 words that kept jumping out at me. But I landed on focus. Focus is my word of the year. How I landed on focus, I felt like under the umbrella of focus would be discipline and consistency anyway. Because how can I be consistent with going to the gym if I'm not focused on that goal of what the gym will do for me? And how can I be disciplined in not going to Jimmy John's every week if seeing the comma in my savings account is not motivation enough for me and focused on what that would do for my future? Jimmy John's, we're gonna have to find a way to get you in the mix because you're a staple, you know? But anyway, that's not what this is about. That's for a finance video. So the word is focus, and the quote, you know I love a good sticky note. Success is created through the performance of a few small daily disciplines that stack up over time to produce achievements far beyond anything you could have ever planned for. Woo. Failure, on the other hand, is just as easy to slip into. Failure is nothing more than the inevitable outcome of a few small acts of daily neglect performed consistently over time so that they take you past the point of no return. Why would you say that? Why would you say that, Robin? Why would you say that? Because it's true. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right even. But why would you say that out loud for others to hear my business? Because honestly, really and truly, yeah, okay, maybe I could have watched 1 episode of a Netflix binger, but it's a binger. You know what I mean? I gotta sit through at least 3 episodes and then stop. But the fact that you are telling me, and I'm getting an excerpt, the fact that you're telling me that a few small acts of daily neglect, so you're saying that even though I could have watched 1 episode, done my cleaning routine and my daily reading, and still gone to bed at a decent hour, it wasn't right for me to watch 3 episodes and not do my cleaning and only read for 10 minutes? Okay, well, we're growing. Thank you for that, Robin Sharma. Thank you. So that is the quote of the year. That is the word of the year. We are focusing on being better. That's just the overall phrase. Focusing on being a better version of self. Let's go ahead and jump into the overall goals, the goals of the year. And then we can talk about those smaller goals and the inserts that I'm using. If you've seen the stationery haul, that was before this video, and I want to say that was before the setup video as well, then you would have seen those inserts, but you'll see them up close and personal with writing on them and everything in this video. Here are the goals. We have first year grad student. My body is my temple. I am a philanthropist. Traveling makes me happy, and more money, more peace. I thought the phrase was more money, more problems to you. For you. For me, more money equals more peace. I already know how to budget. I just need more money to budget, okay? I mean, I don't know how else to say that. The life that I envision for myself calls for more funds. The level of budgeting that I have for the money that I have, I still need more money. That's just what it is. How I want to shower my loved one with this thing and that thing and the other thing, and how I want to live my life when I go back to Jamaica, I need more money, okay? There are things that I want to do in Jamaica as well as in the States that I can't do with just what I have. what you're looking at on the screen, hopefully, is the breakdown that I had for my first year grad student goal planning insert. These inserts are from Sessa Vee. I think they're beautifully formatted. I'm not sure if this is what Vanessa was thinking of. Vanessa is the creator and founder of Sessa Vee, but I'm not sure if this was the mindset. But I hear a lot of people talking about the 12-week year. I haven't read the book, and how you can condense your yearly goals into quarters, in a sense, so that way you would complete 4 years worth of goals into just 1 year. First of all, don't stress me. Don't stress me out. Number two, I find that the goal planning inserts from Sessa Vee, shout out to Vanessa, this is kind of similar to what the people are talking about on their Notions and in their bullet journals. So I find that this is still something that planner people would enjoy, where you can put what the goal is, what is motivating you, your start and due date, what reward you will give yourself, and just to go over the first year grad student plan of action. I want to be a scientist. I don't know if a lot of you know that, but ethnobotany is something that I've been in love with since I was in 7th grade. I've always wanted to be an ethnobotanist. That was on my list. Lawyer was on there, doctor, of course, but I never wanted to be in close contact with patients because I would take on the pain of my patient. So I cannot be a medical doctor. So I knew that a scientist would be perfect for me. That's just where I feel like I would be the most fulfilled. The motivation for this goal is the promise that I made to my younger self. When I was in 7th grade science class and we were reading our textbook about ethnobotany, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, because in Jamaica, we always live off the land and it's just very natural when I'm there. I've written papers on alternative medicine, and I feel like that is where I feel the most fulfilled. And for a reward, I've never purchased from Majuri before, but they do have stackable rings. I would get the Majuri Diamonds line ring. It's very minimal, very, very thin ring. And imagine you have 10 goals and you have like 3 stack, and then you got 3 stack, and then you got 1 on the, you know what I mean? That would be kind of, anyway, that's where my mind was. So I have my checkpoints, January, February, March, April, and May. And I have a few things. I didn't fill everything in because, you know, things could change. Your goals are not to be permanent. They can move when you move. Once I figure out what programs or schools that I would like to attend, figure out what their admission requirements are, and so on and so forth. So that's my plan of action for that particular goal. My body is my temple. This is funny, haha, and funny strange, because when your body's your temple, you're saving money, your skin is clearing up, you're learning new recipes, you're sleeping better, and your clothes are fitting nicer. That also boosts your confidence. I've been trying to do my gallon of water a day. I cannot hit that gallon for whatever reason. We're gonna try this again. I can't try it tomorrow because I have to go somewhere, and that back and forth to the bathroom, no. On the insert for My Body is My Temple, I'm just giving myself January 3rd to December 1st. I don't care what the due date is. I don't have a due date. I'm just trying to live a long time. Checkpoints, January to April, May to August, September to December. That way I can do my weigh-in, I can do my measurements, I can have my non-scale victory. An example of a non-scale victory would be this awesome jacket that you used to wear a couple years ago. The arms are getting a little tight. It's a little tight across the back. That would be your starting point. And then let's say in 3 months, you put the jacket on, you're like, okay, it's a little loose in the back. Arms can maybe I can kind of hug myself now. So that would be a non-scale victory. I don't know what other action steps I would really put here, because I mean, working out weekly is at the top of my list because I sit at a desk all day long, and my desk is no longer a standing desk. So I have to get up and move. Then we have, I am a philanthropist. I've always wanted to be a philanthropist. After scientist, philanthropy. And I can do that now. I'm literally that. I'm getting back to it. I want to donate to my alma mater. I'm a graduate of FAMU, located in Tallahassee, Florida, Florida A&M University. Now that I'm older and there are a lot of organizations and societies and clubs, there's so much history in Atlanta that is around the civil rights movement. I feel like I should be putting forth those efforts towards that. But first, my church home was back in Florida. I loved Ebenezer when I moved here, and eventually I will make my way back, but this is something that if you've been in mourning, some might be able to understand. I'm at that stage. So I want to donate to my alma mater. And I do have a dollar amount in mind because I feel like I want to give to my school, yes, but for my college within my university where I spent most of my time, I do want to give money to them specifically. I also want to give money to athletics. Why? Because I know that students are drawn by the athletics. Students that want those scholarships and have played a sport all their lives, they want to be able to come to the school, but they need the money. And I get that. So if my little $20 can go towards getting this student here so that my school can get more funding from this big business and that big business, I'm going to donate. I'm going to do it. So I am going to map that out and you'll see what I've come up with. Next, I do want to give to my elementary school back in Brooklyn. In love with that school. I think because it's my foundation, I felt so happy to be there. I felt like this was an extended family and I just loved that school. And if you've seen my older New York vlog, then you know that we passed by it, but we had a lot going on that trip. I will leave it in the cards. Hopefully you're entertained by that. But I definitely want to give back to my elementary school and my university. Yeah, I'm ready to be a philanthropist again and stick with it. Next, I have traveling makes me happy. We know this, right? We know this. I've been to almost 20 countries. We know this. We know. Pandemic, you tried it, but we're back. We're in our planning stages. I am making my way back onto the plane, okay? And there are a few things that I do want to take care of, and it does fall under traveling makes me happy. I have news about my citizenship, and I'm just trying not to be annoyed. I'm trying not to be annoyed. We'll talk about it when we do a check-in. Working my nerves. I am planning future travels. For more money, more peace, I actually am going to be signing my contract with one of the online teaching companies that I once worked with. I've actually worked with three? I've worked with 3 online teaching platforms. My kids were great. And one of them is the reason why I wanted to start learning Mandarin. So let's just jump into my language learning thing. Every year I talk about the languages that I want to learn, the languages that I'm practicing, and I don't stick with it. I need to. My dad spoke many languages. He spoke English, Spanish, German, and Latin. And my grandma had a little bit of German, a little bit of Spanish, and English. My mom doesn't speak any other language, but I want to carry on the tradition of being fluent in more than one language. It is important. Maybe I'll have a business that I need to speak or communicate to those in Mandarin. But the kids that I was teaching, they spoke Mandarin, and I felt like if they can learn English or come to my class every week in the wee hours of my morning, because it was nighttime for them, and practice their English, I should be able to try and practice Mandarin. So I have Spanish, Mandarin, German, and Italian. I love Italian. Love it. And I love Italy. So that's another reason why I feel like I really want to know. German, I feel like I learned German because my dad knew German. And Spanish because I live in the South. I grew up in Florida. Spanish is important. I also want to read 12 books this year. I feel like a book a month is a good start, especially knowing that last year I only literally completed 1 book, started 3 books. It was just, and lastly, I do want to go home more. I might not go home every month. I might not go home every 2 months, but I do want to go home more. Last year, my mom came up here. We met at the airports. We were in Jamaica a lot. We saw each other quite a bit. So me going to Florida didn't make sense because we were flying out anyway. I have a few more goals, but similar to the savings challenge that I had last year, I'm just going to do it bingo style, because once I cross off a row or 2 rows or 3 rows, then there's a reward for myself. So let me go ahead and show you the flip. And let me know one of your goals that you are open to sharing. Just one, like a small one. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to spend it with me and my goals. I hope that I don't sound too terrible, but life, you know? Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. I never say that, but I'm gonna start saying it because please, come on. I see you watching. Just subscribe.